People in the Calgary area right now are getting their cars ready. The garages are swamped with snow tires. But what about your house? Today I'm going to be talking with Barry Malish of a Buyer's Choice Home Inspections about preparing your home for winter. Welcome, Barry. Thanks for joining us again as our expert on our vlog. So Calgarians are getting ready. It's getting pretty cold out there. Snow's going to be falling. What should we be doing?
Well, yeah, now's the time of year to get ready for winter because it's coming. And so one of the things to think about is your heat in your furnace. Make sure you get it serviced and cleaned and your ducts cleaned right now. Because if it's going to give you any problems, it's always when it's 40 below and it's going to be at midnight. So by doing that, you're going to avoid any problems. You're going to avoid any carbon monoxide leaks and things like that could be found that could be health hazards. And also cleaning your filters and your ducts will keep the air clean in the house. And just by doing that, you're not going to have a big maintenance bill by having somebody come out in the middle of the night.
Right, okay. So sticking with that, carbon monoxide and smoke detectors, should we be doing that now?
Yes, that's. We always say every time you change your clocks, change your batteries and check your smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors. Also, if you're getting older, 5 years is about the right time to replace all of those because they do get old.
Yeah, so they have an expiration date. It's something to remember. Make sure you check that. Is it on a label on the?
Generally, there is on the bottom where the batteries are. Yeah.
Okay.
Give you a date.
All right. So speaking of picking up things, is it worth getting one of those electronic thermostats to regulate things? Do I save any money with that?
That's the question, right? If I lower the temperature when I'm in bed, don't I just waste all that money again reheating the house again? That's the argument. So they've done tests on it, and it's actually proven that the larger the differential between the inside of the house and the outside of the house, the more heat loss you're going to have. So if you actually lower the temperature in the house when you're gone for more than 4 hours or 8 hours in bed, lower the temperature, you will save heating costs, and the heat savings will be greater than what it costs to reheat the house up to 21 degrees again.
Okay. Where else, sticking with heat, where else should we be looking for loss of heat? Attics.
That's one thing that it's out of sight, out of mind. People forget to look at it. The attic, we want it to be the same temperature outside as the outside. So we want to make sure you've got great insulation so your heat's not getting into there with vapor barrier. Insulate around your attic hatch and weather strip it as well. And make sure your outside vents are going outside, right, from your bathrooms and your range. Make sure it's going outside, because if it's not, all that warm air is moist, it'll freeze up there, cause condensation, and then that heat in the attic will cause melting on your roof and create ice dams. I've actually seen homes last year where because of ice damming, water gets up under the shingles, then melts, runs down the interior walls, and shorted out all the electrical in the house. So it's can be a tricky thing. So make sure your attic is cold.
Right. Yeah, water is not always our friend. So where else should we be watching for water and ice?
So we want to prepare by shutting off your outside taps. So you want to disconnect your garden hoses, and then when you shut off the water, there's a shut-off valve in the basement generally for that, for going outside. Shut it off, and then go outside, open the tap outside so that the air can escape. It's the compressed air that actually causes the water lines to break, not the ice.
Okay. Any other places water can creep up on us?
Downspouts. You always want to make sure your downspouts are extended at all times. A lot of people will raise them in the winter. Bad idea. With Chinooks, snow on the roof melts, runs down, and then it pools at the foundation. Water at the foundation freezes, expands, can crack your foundation and let water in. So make sure, water is our enemy. Make sure you direct water away from your house at all times.
All right, fantastic. One final thing, a lot of people are going to be disappearing for Christmas holidays or going down to Mexico or Jamaica to get out of this cold. If they're leaving the place vacant, anything extra they should do?
Well, when you want to shut the water off to the house, there's a main water valve in the basement. Shut that off, so if anything starts to leak, you're not going to have a water issue in the house, and your insurance probably will have a claim, a cause in there about that. So if you want to shut that water off. The other thing is have somebody walk through the house, and your insurance will have something in there about that. That someone will say every 3 days, some will say once a week. Someone should walk through the house, make sure the heat's on, make sure there's no issues in the house. Because a house cannot be abandoned for long periods of time. You couldn't leave it for 2 months, because if there's a problem, your insurance may not cover it.
Right. All right. Well, those are some great tips. If you want some more tips, contact me and I'll send you a free report that it's got a checklist in it that you can follow every fall. And on the other side of it is preparing at spring. Until next time, I'm Eric Mortimer, real estate agent and agent of change, helping you solve your problems and realize your dreams.